Organized Grind with Oracle Uno.
Yeah.
Recorded live at Grapefruit Studios in South Minneapolis.
What's up, world? This is Oracle Uno checking in yet once again with another episode of Organized Grind, the podcast. Today we got episode 26 and yet another special guest from the Twin Cities hip-hop scene by the name of Ackronem. Why don't you say what's up?
What's up, y'all? How we doing today?
Yeah. So, as always, we're gonna get into some fly hip-hop shit. We're gonna learn a little bit more about Ackronem here, about his journey to where he's currently at with hip-hop and everything like that. So, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing really good. It's a great day outside.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, gotta love it over on the south side over here. So yeah.
You were saying you were helping your boy out with something today, right?
Yeah, that's right. So I got off work and then I came and I brought Andre Mariette's working on his studio right now. He's putting together some windows. Needed a nail gun. I work construction, so I brought the nail gun and we just linked up a little bit.
Dope, man. Dope. Yeah, shout out to Andre, man.
Absolutely.
So why don't we go ahead and kick it off? Where are you from? Where were you born? And where did you grow up at?
So I was actually born in New Jersey.
Okay.
And I lived there for a pretty short amount of time, probably less than 2 years.
Okay.
And then I moved to Phoenix, Arizona.
Wow.
Yeah, and I lived there till I was, I don't know, somewhere like 10. And then I moved to Shoreview, Minnesota, and that's where I grew up.
Okay.
And then I came out to South Minneapolis, over to my Blaisdell house, in like 2009, 2010, or something like that, I think.
Okay, so did you spend a lot of time in Phoenix?
Yeah, as a kid, I have some memories of that, just like mountains and, like desert type stuff.
Did you get into like schooling down there, or?
Yeah, so I was in elementary school. So I was in 3rd grade when I moved to Minnesota.
Okay.
So yeah, like a couple years in.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you remember what your very first memory of hip hop is? And did you experience it in Arizona, in New Jersey, here? Or was it a song?
So I am trying to remember the year specifically, but it had to have been when I had just gotten into middle school.
Okay.
Maybe it was probably younger than that, because I know I just thought of another memory too. But my dad had bought me "Hello Nasty" by the Beastie Boys.
Oh, sure.
When or he gave it to me. I don't know if he bought it to me for me specifically, but yeah, he had given it to me. So I'd listen to that on like CD on like a them armband Walkmans, that you're supposed to jog with. So I had one of those.
Dope.
So I was playing it on there, skipping all the time.
Okay.
But that was my first like album I had. I think my first, now that I'm thinking about this conversation, one of my best friends in 6th grade really liked Notorious B.I.G.
Oh, dope. Okay.
Yeah, and I had no idea who he was, and I kept saying Notorious Big, though,
Sure.
you mean, right? Because
Sure.
B.I.G. just spells big.
Yeah.
I had no idea who he was at the time, and he would get super mad at me. But I would listen to Notorious B.I.G. with him.
Okay. So Beastie Boys was kind of the first introduction as far as like long form hip hop.
Yeah, like the album, I listened to the whole thing and got into that, and then super heavy into Snoop Dogg when I was a kid too.
Okay, dope. So how were you getting exposed to hip hop music at that age?
Just kind of hearing about it in class, I guess, because I never saw it on TV when I was a kid or anything like that.
Sure.
And there wasn't, social media or whatever, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely just word of mouth through class, so.
Okay.
It was like, oh, Snoop Dogg, Tupac, and I used to torrent stuff.
Yeah.
So I was LimeWire king.
Okay, dope. So, as far as music interest, I mean, was that kind of the first genre that you really got into, or were you already like dabbling with bands here and there?
Yeah. So punk rock was definitely something I got into really hard.
Okay.
I was a drummer in a couple different bands in middle school.
Sure.
So I really like punk rock. I guess not so much the pop punk-esque type.
So like who are some people like if you're a true punk head?
Well, I don't want to say I'm a true punk head.
Okay.
I don't want to say it like that. I just want to say like I'm not talking like I don't even know, like typical
Sure.
pop punk band.
But like some bands that you liked.
But like Rancid, I was kind of big into Rancid.
Okay.
So we're talking not like hardcore punk stuff, but like
Sure.
I'm not talking like the emo weird.
Yeah.
You kind of know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like the MySpace kind of
Yeah,
era
for sure.
of yeah.
But then I got super into thrash metal for a while. So yeah, it goes all over the place.
Okay, cool. Getting together in bands in school, what was that experience like for you?
It was always really weird, like, because it was really like me and a couple of good buddies of mine where like we'd always do music together, and then there'd be like a couple people added into the band or excluded from the band, but it'd always be like the same 3 people.
Sure.
So that was cool, but it was also kind of weird. I don't know.
Okay.
How to describe that situation. As middle school, we were dumb.
Yeah.
We weren't really making music. Actually, we made an album.
Okay.
In my dad's little studio.
Tight.
Yeah.
And so we were talking about this too. So your dad was actually pretty key in you and Andre building your first studio, right?
Yeah, that's right. So in the basement of the first house I had lived at in Minneapolis on 24th and Blaisdell, there's an unfinished basement, and we decided to put in a really nice studio. We kind of got nerdy with it and made all the angles right so it sound perfect. And we didn't win all the battles, but we got it sounded pretty good.
That's dope.
Yeah, and that was just kind of a fun project. So
Okay. So did you record that yourself then when you were in school as far as your like bands that you were in?
yeah, I'm sure my dad helped us a little bit because we didn't really know how to function with Pro Tools, but
Sure.
I was messing with Fruity Loops at the time. But I always tell people we had Fruity Loops like 1, I'm pretty sure. That's when I started making beats. Fruity Loops 1 years old.
Okay.
But yeah, so I mean we just recorded, I mean it was a full band. We had like a closet space, so it was probably terrible sounding.
Sure.
But
I mean,
we made the album and like played our high school dances.
That's cool, man. Did you like print it up and shit too?
I don't think, actually no, we did. So we had a special printer paper.
Nice.
You could like make your own design. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, for sure.
You like press the thing on there. So
Yeah.
we did probably a little run of those. 50 or something.
CMJ was just on the show, and we were reminiscing about the days of like just trying to sell your own shit and like burning CDs and using so much printer ink on like the graphics and the horrible folding jobs you would do and like
There's a ripple in that one.
yeah, man.
I'm not throwing it out.
Those are the days though. You would still sell them though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I just went straight Sharpie and like piece of paper.
Yeah.
Like some old lyrics on it.
Hell yeah.
Like, it's exclusive.
So, all right. So you're in these bands. What was your first exposure to local hip hop? Well, all right. So I guess what was the transition from you drumming in a band to I want to attempt to create hip hop music?
Well, so like I said, I always like made beats. And they're always like drum based. So that my first beats obviously weren't like hip hoppy, but they were like,
they had the rhythm.
And yeah. So I never thought myself of as a vocalist at all.
Okay.
And never in these bands did I write vocals whatsoever. I like played bass and drums, and that was it.
Nice.
And then I got into the keyboard and stuff like that. But as far as sorry, ask that question.
Oh,
again.
it's all good. As far as
Just lost my train of thought.
transitioning from the bands into first even having the thought of like I'm gonna make some hip hop.
Yeah. So I used to make beats for all my friends. We'd listen to like Idea and Old Atmosphere, stuff like that.
Sure.
And that really got us into hip hop. But
Okay.
all my friends wanted to rap when I was in high school, and I wanted to make beats. So that was a good combo there.
Okay.
And so I was just making all the beats.
Okay. And what year roughly are we talking about?
We're probably like 2007, 2008-ish.
Sure.
Somewhere in there.
Sure. So, what was your first exposure to local hip hop, and how, like, who was the person that brought you your first taste of local hip hop?
Definitely my friend Brian.
Okay. Shout out Brian.
Much love. He probably will not be listening to this, but much love to him anyway.
Yeah, man.
He used to live on my futon. So if you ever came to one of my we used to do a lot of house parties.
Sure.
In the studio and stuff.
Okay.
So he was the dude on the couch.
Yeah.
But he introduced me to like Christoph Crane, and from listening to Idea and that kind of crew.
Yeah, so he was kind of already into the rhyme sayers thing and everything like that.
Yeah, super big fan of Atmosphere. Got me hooked on them too and stuff like that. So
Nice.
he was really into that type of rap. I was probably listening to like Plies and
Sure,
like
yeah.
like some super top 40.
For sure.
Like,
Oh, Plies had some jams back
Plies
then, man.
did have some jams.
Yeah, he had some
And,
jams.
yeah, probably Lil Wayne nonstop.
Right.
But yeah, so whatever. I made a bunch of beats for them, and then at one point, like there was 5 probably of us, and we were all out. They were kind of getting me to freestyle.
Okay.
And then they all kind of fell off, stopped wanting to rap. Someone went to school, someone, whatever. People just kind of set their ways.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm still here. Like, fuck this, like, where'd happen to the little freestyle parties?
Right. So
So then I just started rapping over the beats I was making, so I was going to stop making beats. And just kind of moved on with new crews and stuff like that.
Nice. So I suppose at what point did you start taking it more seriously than you were?
Yeah, that's a good point. I did, I think it was definitely my first show by myself as like Ackronem.
Okay.
But it was an open mic, so I guess it wasn't a show.
Where at?
The Depot.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Guante threw like a monthly show at the Depot.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was a weekly. It was probably 2010, 2011.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And so I played at that, and then he gave me big daps on like the one song I played. So I was like, my head was all on swole. It was like first time performing this like beat I made. It's probably terrible.
That's dope,
type
though,
stuff.
man.
But yeah, so after that, I was like, all right, I got to start making like an album then. And
Okay.
then I made a couple albums. And,
Sure. So what linked you to the opportunity at the Depot?
I think Christoph Crane was also playing that show.
Okay.
And I was following him and going to his shows, so saw him doing that, and I was like, oh, here's my opportunity
Sure.
to do something. So
Okay.
yeah.
So you play the Guante show at the Depot. You start feeling it at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So what was your next step?
My next step was I made like probably 7 songs, and then I started doing shows. So I didn't even get onto anybody else's show. I just booked a show at Honey.
Okay. So you directly reached out to
Yep.
Honey and was like, I'm setting up my own night.
Yeah.
Dope.
And they were like, yep, sure, we don't know who you are, but yeah, go for it.
Tight.
And at this point, Honey didn't have a stage. Just
Word.
this little basement.
Just
like,
the floor.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, John was like, sure. He was working bar like the whole night, I'm sure. It's a totally different era of Honey.
Right.
But, yeah, that show did actually really well. There was like more people. It was like 120 people at that show or something like that. And I was like, after that open mic thing that I got dapped up by someone I really respected, and then doing a really good show night.
Hell yeah. For your first one?
Yeah, I was like ego on swole.
Hell
like,
yeah.
oh shit, yeah, this is gonna be crazy.
That's dope.
So I just kept trying to ride that energy and make a bunch of
Yeah.
music.
So around that time, like, did you have a lot of friends in the local scene yet, or were you just starting to meet people that would kind of become your people?
Yeah, so let's see. At that time, I was meeting a lot of people at that time and a little before that era too. But like I met CMJ, and that branched off into the RapFam thing.
Word.
After meeting like Jesse and a couple of the other people. And then I met the guys from Lifted Minds, and we kind of branched off, and so there was like the crew era of my life,
Okay. Word. Well, let's go ahead. We'll go into the first commercial break here. So stick around. We're going to come back, learn a little more about Ackronem here. This is Organized Grind, the podcast, episode 26. We will be right back.
Yo. Representing the Midwest, this is Truth Maze. Yes, y'all. Check out the new EP. It's entitled The Holy Bible. You can find it on Spotify and Apple Music and elsewhere. Red Pill Music, baby. You see, with my words I can heal or kill. Talk fuck shit or truly keep it real. I can grab up a burner and flame my brother, or he and I can train so we elevate each other. I could talk about pussy all day and all night and not admit I'm toxic and don't treat women generation, the matrix is real. Cause what I know is I hold the power at will. Still sharp and still, goddammit, it's ill. For mentally, the blade I hold, it takes skill. Specially designed so I can kill Bill. And the fake shit in me, I need to reveal. That's what a God does with the ability to build. My soul is my rock, my spirit's my shield. My soul is my rock, my spirit's my shield.
Yes, y'all. Organized Grind, the podcast in full effect. This is Oracle Luno kicking it with Ackronem.
Yo.
So we were talking a little bit about how Ackronem got started with music, the beginnings, to catch people up. He had just thrown his very first show at a place where 120 people will make it look like it's packed, and he was able to achieve that. So you had mentioned in the beginning that you played drum and bass growing up. There was really no vocalist intentions.
Right.
What made you, was it because you were making beats that you were like, I don't want these beats to go to waste, so I'm going to try to write something? Or was there a certain rapper or song or a certain influence? Like what sparked the fire to like, I'm going to sit down and try to rhyme now?
No, it was definitely like I just wanted to still make beats. So I had like no intention or desire to rap or be like the front stage person.
Sure.
Like I didn't even want to be like a guitarist because it was like, no, I don't have to be like.
Yeah.
Like
so,
drums, you're like in the throne. You're like.
Yeah. So you kind of just accidentally stumbled into rhyming, it sounds like.
Like super nerve-wracking experience for me.
Sure. So I mean, as far as rap goes, who would you say were some of your earlier influences as far as like rhyme style and like shit like that, content?
Yeah, I mean, definitely like rhyme sayer stuff, you know, Idea. I was huge into Idea, Slug for sure. And then going back to stuff that I had been listening to, like I listened to a lot of West Coast music, like Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg. And I never really got that big into Tupac, which is always weird to me.
Sure.
But I like Tupac.
Yeah.
It just never happened that much.
Yeah.
But like, so a lot of inspiration came, but most of my style and inspiration came from like the Rhyme Sayers crew.
Okay, cool.
And obviously like the people outside too. You know,
yeah,
like,
as far as like
Cancer was honestly a big
extended family kind of thing. Yeah. So as far as the scene goes, then, I mean, so you were a musician, so you kind of already had the mind for like gigs and shows. It's not like you were just going to like the big concerts that would come to town.
Right.
You were pretty aware of like the underground scene. So after that first show, what was next for you?
Let's see. So I didn't do anything like big right after that, but like myself. Mm-hmm. I probably didn't book a show myself for a while after that. But I think that's around the time when RapFam started going heavy. So we were all throwing shows. Okay. And I might be mixing my timeline up a little bit, but like it would be a RapFam show type of thing, you know? So I didn't email the venue, or sometimes I did, or you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We'd all kind of split that.
Okay. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was going to say, what are some of your highlights from the RapFam days?
Man, so much. It was so fun. We were partying a lot too. There was I don't even know the count on shows that we did, but it was a lot. Yeah. We opened for some cool people. We did like a huge thing with the Joel. There was like an hour-long cypher at the Joel Ortiz show.
Damn.
At the Caboose a couple years back.
Did RapFam bring him out?
No. Oh. I think it was Tony Bones who kind of helped. I could be totally wrong on that.
Sure.
I should probably fact check that before saying that.
Shout out Tony Bones, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Legend.
But so, and for those who don't know, who was affiliated with RapFam?
Whoa, it's too many people.
Sure.
Sorry, I probably shouldn't say that.
It's all good.
There was one point where it was just like open for like, you could just say it and somebody would be like, yeah, probably. Sure. Okay. So it was like anybody who wanted to be in RapFam could be in RapFam. Mm-hmm. But there was definitely a core group of people who were running things. Okay. And I would say that's like me, CMJ, Austin Carson helped a lot. used to go by Bobby Fischer. He does the YYY group now. There's this dude, Zach HB.
Yeah.
Some of the Lifted Minds guys were, I guess all of them were big in there. And then it keeps going. There's like Option 2. Dem Atlas was definitely a big part of that. Lauren Irenic, who goes by something else now, like Amatel. I'm probably butchering that pronunciation. But yeah, there was so many people working, and Jessie Hermanson was kind of running it. She went by like Taco Cat was her little.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she kind of started it, and just hit everyone up. Was like, hey, you want to do this? And we're like, sure. So any decision we couldn't like. I was like, we got to close the group off.
Yeah.
There's too many people who we don't know.
It's kind of like Wu-Tang. Like pretty soon you got the like affiliates in Wisconsin.
Yeah,
and
like, wait, this guy's terrible. Who is this? Who invited this guy? But like, yeah. So it wasn't my decision to do a lot of the stuff we did, but it was still a good time.
Sure.
But the best part was probably just honestly like the shows were super tight, but just partying all the time, like hanging out with really cool people at after parties and just chilling with the scene, you know.
Any like crazy stories that you're able to share that aren't too out there?
So many. Yeah.
That's all good.
Yeah,
we can come back to it.
It's all bad.
I feel you, man.
Yeah.
So all right, so RapFam is happening around then. Are you releasing music still, or are you just focusing on the group?
So we were all doing our individual music, but we would do mixtapes. So everybody would submit, or we'd be like, hey, whoever wants to submit a track.
Yeah.
And then we get a mixtape together with like 20 songs on it and release that.
Okay.
I think we did like 5 of them. Could be more. But those are pretty tight. Was always pressed to find somebody like I was trying to master them, but I had no idea what I was doing, mastering tracks or even mixing at the time.
Sure.
I still don't know what I'm doing with mixing or mastering for that fact, but working on that a lot better than I was.
That's good.
So they'd be like, all right, here, master these 20 tracks. I'd be like, okay, just ship it. Like, be like, yeah, I mastered it.
Right.
Did nothing.
Yeah.
So they didn't sound that great, but it was just like a nice collection of all these tracks from. A bunch of people who I knew and then a bunch of people who I did not have any idea who they were.
Sure.
But it definitely gathered a lot of people. We all did a lot of shows with, met a lot of people and stuff like that.
Okay. So did y'all kind of just disband, or was it just kind of a natural force of life happening with a bunch of people?
Yeah, I mean, to my knowledge, there was no we're done, fuck y'all. But I just kind of stopped. I got annoyed because there was too many people going on, and I was like,
sure,
I don't want my reputation next to this dude's reputation.
Yeah,
because I don't even know this dude. I
right.
didn't vouch for him, and now he's next to me on stage, and I'm like having to be like, hey, what's up, dude?
That shit's important.
Yeah,
man.
I want to know my crew, and then know that I can trust these people. You know what I'm saying? So
right. I
kind of got tired of it and kind of just was slowly backing away for a long time.
Okay.
But there was never like a. Oh, he's out of here, in here. There'd be people like, Dem Atlas was clear. We weren't really like, oh, he's in RapFam when he was on with Rhyme Sayers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might have been past that time anyway, but yeah, we all just, that could be a totally different story with some other people.
Sure.
That, but from my perspective, I just kind of backed away and then everything just kind of just fizzled out.
So in like about what year is this now? Like 2014, 15?
Yeah, somewhere in there. My timeline's terrible, but it's got to be somewhere in probably 2014.
Okay. So what was next for you then?
Next, I dropped a mixtape called Lollipops, I believe.
Okay. Is it still out there?
It is, yeah. I still play tracks off that one.
Dope.
That one was executive produced by CY and Andre.
Okay.
So CY found a bunch of these beats, free beats on SoundCloud, basically. He emailed me like 50 free beats that he found on SoundCloud. Like, here, pick 20.
That's tight.
And then we'll go to 15 or something like that.
Yeah.
And he came up to me with this idea. He's like, hey, I want to executive produce an album. Do you want to do that? I'm like, yeah, sure.
That's dope, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, sure, I'll do less work.
Right, yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So we sifted through all these beats, and then we sat down, we did some choruses, and then I did all the verses. Whatever, got that out there. It did pretty well. And then I went right into making my next album. Actually, my bad. So before then, I was making a different album.
Okay.
I was making Live Fast, Die Never.
Okay.
Before I was making Lollipops, but then I got hit with the idea in between the album. And I said, sure, I'll pause on the album, do this real quick. It'll like make my writing better
Exactly.
anyway, right? Like I might as well get more work in.
Yep.
So I did that. I made like most of the beats before I did Lollipops, and then I had all these beats and just kind of wrote after Lollipops for Live Fast, Die Never.
Dope.
So that was kind of a busy era. And in the middle of that, I was doing probably, 2-3 shows a month, something like that.
As far as shows go, what are some of your best shows that you've done so far?
That Joel Ortiz show for sure was tight. But Billed As Me was probably opening up for Mac Lethal at the Fine Line.
Dope.
Yeah, that was dope.
Was that the year that he bought the Pizza Luce for the crowd?
I think it was.
Okay.
What? When was that though?
I can't remember the year,
he came
but
here a couple times.
yeah,
back then.
Spy and Dispute and myself and Sean Anonymous freestyle at one of those shows. It's on YouTube somewhere, but
honestly, I didn't stay for Mac's set.
Okay.
So I don't know if it was during that.
That's tight though, man.
Yeah, no, it was good looks.
How was the crowd?
It was like 700 people there. See, I kind of messed up though, and I brought my drummer. My drummer's amazing. This dude who drums. We had a band together for a little bit.
Sure.
He's an amazing drummer, but he didn't have any monitor set up for him, and we kind of low key just were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we got a drummer." And the sound guy was like, "Fuck, right. What are you talking about? You got a drummer anyway."
Yeah.
So that was off the whole time, the drums and the track.
Okay.
But other than that, I think the show went dope. Like I had some good
felt
response
good?
and stuff like that. Yeah, I hopped off the stage and I did I had 500 CDs in my hand and just gave them to everybody.
Dope.
That's what I used to do at the time.
So Joel and Mac.
Yep.
Anybody else you open for?
Nah.
Seem to have a solid list going.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities to hop on a lot of bills with bigger people. But a lot of them are like pay to play, so I don't really fuck with that.
Yeah, it's really weird how a lot of like the different variations of shit that you can get, you're either not gonna get paid or you're gonna get some tickets to sell.
Yeah.
Or like now you have to sell tickets or you're off. Or there's so many different.
And like for the record, I did not get paid for that Mac show, but I was like totally cool with that because I got all the exposure of like a 700 person crowd at the Fine Line. So I was like, yeah, fuck.
Hell
I don't care.
Hell yeah. So let me see here. So about what year was the Mac Lethal show?
I'm having a hard time
like
remembering.
A couple years ago?
It was probably it was a long time ago. It was probably 2013 or 14.
Okay, sure.
Somewhere in there.
Sure. So Lollipops, then your project. What was basically from that point to 2019?
Yeah.
What was the in between there? Because it seems like you started to throw more shows. It's seeming like you're starting to get in more of the behind the scenes shit. If you want to touch on that, kind of what you're learning, what you've learned, the process of your growth so far.
Yeah. So what I really got into through the last couple projects I did was producing heavily, and I was always into producing way more than rapping, as we talked about.
Sure.
But like I do love to rap, and I like making songs, album songs.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely gonna still do that, and I have like a lot of songs made right now, but I don't have any collective idea about it yet. Mm-hmm. So what I've been doing is just producing like crazy and trying to get really good at producing, and then start producing albums for people.
Okay.
So I think that's like kind of my next journey beyond making albums is producing albums for other people.
Sure.
Via like, instead of making a beat, selling it for like $200, and then the person keeps it for a year and makes a single that does poorly.
Yeah.
And it really got nothing from me except $200.
Right.
I don't really care that much about the $200. Like obviously that's nice, but I would much rather put out a project that I'm proud of and promote. Maybe they're shorter projects I get into. I'm not too sure. But it's something like DJ Drama does or did. You know what I mean? Where he's just like, I don't even know if they make beats, but like curating the whole thing.
As far as production goes, who are some of your favorite producers?
Oh, just Blaze. And I'm really pissed because I missed both of his sets at Soundset. But Just Blaze for sure. A-Rap Music. I really like Kenny Beats. I've been following him a lot lately. He's a little more new age. Man, there's so many people.
Yeah.
Andre is one of my favorite producers.
Word
like,
up.
no lie.
Yeah. As far as production goes, I suppose, what are the elements that really attract you to certain producers?
Well, I really like drums, like, and so sample based and like drum heavy. Like, Jake One's one of my favorite producers.
Oh,
too.
for
so it's
sure.
like, you know, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
That's like probably my favorite type of beat. Just like some heavy drums, heavy sample, something just like head nodding, like, you know, cymbals going type stuff. But I also really like new age type trapper beats, like trap-er beats, trapper beats. But you know, I'd never rap. I wouldn't never rap on something like that. But it's less appealing to me than the other one. So I'm like, mostly make just these sample heavy based with some drums and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's definitely got some new age in it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, with having the like producer's ear, like how we intake music is just so different from your average person. But yeah, like a clean mix will always get me.
Yeah.
Like I don't care if the song, if like the content is crap. Like if it sounds just
like,
really good and I can pick apart and I can be like, oh, he did that to this and this frequency and that and like how did they do that? Like it's fucking amazing.
Clap, like a clap has literally ruined an entire song for me.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Like,
yeah, there's a reason why you get like 150 claps in a fucking clap pack or whatever.
Like 2 of them are good.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Are you still on Fruity Loops?
No.
No.
Thankfully, although you can make super dope beats with Fruity Loops.
For sure.
I'm pretty sure like Ninth Wonder still uses Fruity Loops.
Right, yeah.
But no.
It's just tools.
Yeah, right. But no, I use Reason.
Okay.
Me and Andre both, I think we switched to Reason. He probably got me into Reason from Fruity Loops. And then we shared a program for a long time. So it was like, yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes you go just too far to turn around, especially in these DAWs where you're like, oh, I know like so much.
Yeah, dude.
And it'll transfer over, but I've spent so much time here that I'm just gonna stay.
Reason is crazy too, because I started on 3 and then I got into 5 and then I just stayed at 5.
Yeah.
Because like going from 3 to 5 was such a huge jump.
And
like
had
having
the Reason
to
and
relearn
then the
shit.
Recycle.
Yeah.
And you had Record. Did you ever have Record?
Not Record, just
I had
Recycle though. I still fuck with Recycle.
I recorded an album in Record.
Wow. Okay.
The sub-product of Reason 5.
Yeah, my guy Jaron, who does the Tony Bones project, he records primarily in Reason.
Yeah,
And
I record,
swears by it.
Yeah, I did my. Actually, I should say every album I've ever done has been in Reason.
Wow.
100%.
Wow.
Andre mixed and mastered, I think, all of my projects.
Okay.
But the one I did in like the like, what do you call it, the demo version of like the recording software.
Yeah.
So it was like super primitive.
Okay.
Like,
Could you
not
even
together
save
yet.
your beats in the demo?
It wasn't the demo, but I'm saying like, so there was Reason 5,
Right.
and then there was Recycle, and then Record. So like just the, I'm not saying the right
Got
word.
you, the module.
Yeah,
right?
it's
yeah,
like-
yeah.
It's like a test version, you know. It's
Right.
not, you know, they didn't like.
it's like light.
Yeah, right.
Whatever. Yeah.
But I made it work.
Dope, man. Well, let's go into the second commercial break here, and then we'll come back. We'll do the Lightning Gauntlet, and then I'll let you fill the people in on your busy schedule coming up.
All right.
All right. Organize Grind the Podcast with Oracle Uno, episode 26. We'll be right back. Hey, what's up, world? This is Oracle Uno checking in to let you know that I just released a brand new EP entitled Speech Therapy. It's entirely self-produced, and you can now get it at oracleuno.com. That's ORIKALUNO.com. Thank you for listening. It's all unraveling. I feel it in my abdomen. About to take a swim in a bottle from the cabinet. Full throttle, hollowing the content of the glass I sip. Too much pain, yeah, the shit ain't even masking it. Okay, got a few loose things I need to tighten up. Do it in the dark before the sky tries to brighten up. Maneuver in the shadows, that's all I'm really used to. Most people always try to find a way to use it. Feeling for a drive, I'm in need to feel alive. 95 miles per hour on a 94 ride. Pissing off passerbyers that I force to coincide with me. Middle finger up to the punk on the side of me. Rough around the edges, disrespecting the guest list. Use all my drink tickets and forget the set list. I've seen it all before and you ain't impressive. I ain't shit either, yeah, I've learned that lesson. Had it go in the wind. Got my windows open, I ain't holding it in. I try to take it slow, but the motion's intense. It happened too fast, can't get over the bends. Let it go, let it go, let it go in the wind. Got my windows open, I ain't holding it in. I try to take it slow, but the motion's intense. It happened too fast, can't get over the bends. Let it go, let it go. My vision hazy, yeah, I know I'm living crazy though, drowning in. Yes, y'all. Organized Grind, the podcast with Oracle Uno, kicking it with Ackronem.
Yo.
About to get into this Lightning Gauntlet. So for those who are unfamiliar, the Lightning Gauntlet is 3 random questions that I ask the guests here on Organized Grind, the podcast. If you would like to submit your own questions to be considered for the pool of questions that I ask the artists and people that stop by, please send them to organizedgrindpodcast, all one word, at gmail.com. So, let's go ahead and get into question number 1 here for Ackronem. Number 1, in your opinion, which person in American history is most deserving of having a new national holiday named after him or her?
Damn. Man, I don't know.
Take your time.
Prince,
okay. I'm down with that. Like wear some purple.
Yeah, just
on
Purple
Prince
Day
Day.
or something. Yeah, it's like ours to get pinched.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
St. Patty's Day.
That's right. That's dope. Pinch, like, I wonder what like the Prince alternative to getting pinched would be.
It would have to be something better than pinch.
Yeah. Dope. Okay. Question number 2. What is the worst customer service you've ever experienced? You can leave out names too if you need to.
I don't even. I've never had like super terrible customer service.
You've always had like the 5-star experience?
I'm not 5 stars. I've never had like a 0. You know what I mean? Like, I had this person on a. What was it? Who was it calling me? Someone was calling me and they said something. I don't know. I got upset. I was being dumb and I was just like, you know what? Fuck you. And the person on the phone back was like, no. Fuck you, sir, and hung the phone up. And I was like, oh, okay, Office Max or whoever I was on. I forget who I was on the phone with, so that doesn't make that story that cool.
That's still pretty awesome,
anyway,
though.
No, I've never
Shout
had
out to that guy for having some balls.
Yeah, for sure. And then I felt bad. I was like, I was expecting him just to take that, too.
Yep.
Felt like a dick.
All right, question number 3. Which item frequently found in a carpenter's toolbox do you think would best describe your personality?
Ooh, I don't know if a lot of people are gonna know what this is, but it's an angle finder. So you can kind of stick it in any corner and you find the angle.
Okay.
I always find the angles.
You always find the angles. I like that. Dope. Well, that was the Lightning Gauntlet. Thank you for participating.
Yeah.
We are in the final leg of the episode, so we were actually having a discussion before we got on the microphone about flyering and stuff like that, and you brought posters because you're actually out here flyering, which I think is super dope. I give you props for that. We were talking about how just the art of flyering is kind of a lost art nowadays.
Definitely is. Yeah, definitely. We were talking. Shout out to Manifesto. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how you do it, Manny. But I'm trying to be like Manny out here, littering. But I got this event. It's called Summer School. I did one 2 years ago. I took a hiatus off music like all of last year. So now I'm back at it with round 2. It's every Tuesday in June, and it's the last Wednesday. So it's the 4th, the 11th, the 18th, and the 26th. And the lineups are crazy. The next one coming up is on the 4th. It's with myself, Vinny Crooks, Mickey Breeze, Rey Gordo, and Mixie. That one's gonna be super tight. That's coming up this Thursday. This Tuesday.
Nice.
On the 4th. And the other nights are super tight too. On the 11th, we got Rich Garvey, Juice Lord, Lvanscvpes, Intelligent Design, and Longevity. Yeah, Intelligent and Longevity from Mankato. Got to show them some love.
Dope.
Yeah, Longevity's crazy. I've never heard nobody like him. On the 18th, we got myself again. It's actually that night's my birthday show. So
nice.
If you're feeling like you love me, come out to that show. It's myself, Knucky, Andre Mariette is doing a little beat set.
Okay.
Got him to come out the cave.
Yeah, man.
It's my good friend Christopher Michael Jensen's coming, and then we got the homies Lifted Minds.
Sounds like it's gonna be like a RapFam nowadays show.
Exactly. That totally would be a RapFam type show.
Hell yeah.
Andre would be like, you gotta pay me though, you motherfucker. The 26th would be we got Will Robinson, MC Longshot, Asia Divine, No Good Neighbors, and Aquafresh.
Okay.
So it's going to be real tight.
The emo pimp in the house.
The emo pimp. Yeah, gotta show love. That all starts at 9:30. I'm going to be DJing 9:30 sharp till like 10. Then the first acts go on. I'm going to DJ every event and host from my little DJ booth.
Dope.
It's going to be a good time.
And this is going down at Honey?
It's going down at Honey.
Honey, Minneapolis.
Yep. Up on Hennepin and 2nd, I believe.
Dope.
It's the spot.
Anything else popping for you?
If you need some beats, get at me. I'll see if I like you.
Okay. How can someone reach you?
Check out, so if you want to check out my music, go on to Spotify or SoundCloud. I prefer Spotify. And then you could reach me on Twitter, ACKRONEM, or any other social media outlet. I'm pretty active on any social media forum, so
dope.
Hit me up. I'm not really on Snapchat, so sorry, ladies.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm corny. Anyway, yeah, come out to my show.
Cool, man. So this song that I'm about to play, is that from a project? Are you about to release something? Is this new music?
Is this that one with Blueprint?
With Blueprint, yep.
Yeah,
a song called Greed.
Yeah, no, this is off Live Fast, Die Never. That's a project that came out almost 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
Could be pushing a little farther than that now.
Okay.
The theme of the night is my timeline's just wrecked.
It's relative.
Yeah,
Time is relative.
Time isn't real, man. But no, this track, so I wanted to get Blueprint on a song. This is the one that he had chose. I think we sent him a few.
Oh, dope.
He liked this one and did his verse and
dope.
Shazam.
Have you been a fan of Blueprint for a while?
Yes, I have. I don't remember which year I got into him, but definitely in high school.
Was that like around the same time as like the atmosphere and the ideas?
Yeah. I mean, I dug through everybody in Rocksteady's catalog. You know, it's just like,
yeah.
I just like that indie rap, and it was like the only outlet I knew of at the time. So
tight. Well, yeah, I've always felt like Prince always been sharp as a knife.
Oh yeah,
as a sword as far as his freestyles, his rapping. I got his books.
Yeah,
he has a podcast too.
Yep.
So shout out to Blueprint. I'm super stoked to be able to play this on the podcast. So any final words from Ackronem before we get out of here?
Check me out online. Show me out some love, and come out to Honey.
Word up. Well, this has been Organized Grind, the podcast, episode 26 with Ackronem. This song is called Greed, featuring Blueprint. As always, peace and love.
Organized Grind with Oracle Uno. Recorded live at Graph Fruit Studios in South Minneapolis.
Banks, America's parakeet tells us it's okay. I don't think so. It's gold that they so squat. I'm a commodity, obviously they sit in pots, squeaking every dollar up about my socks. I will not be a mockery, not your lab monkey, addicted to speed before the age of 13. Some Adderall, ADHD, blitzkrieg the preteens like yo. Everybody wanna be seen, everybody want that big screen, Big cheese hunting, stunting on the paradigm. I bet you end with less than what you had in mind. Look into these eyes and tell me you are not selfish, greedy, raised by the TV. My generation is sinking and going down with it. It's a time bomb ticking, it's my art. Listen, it's greed. Yeah, let's all get the money. World's gone crazy and we don't know who to blame. Said it's greed. Yeah, we need to realize. Come on, greed. Yeah, we need to see their lies. It's like greed. Yeah, let's all get the money. World's gone crazy and we don't know who to blame. Said it's greed. Yeah, we need to realize. I said it's greed.
The person who did it, the very one I least suspected. As soft as a kitten, so his agenda's well hidden. In fact, not only was he top tier in terms of friendship, but operated as my partner in joint ventures. Damn, never thought my right hand man was scamming. Didn't understand how he could be so underhanded. While I was making sure every single seed was planted, his actions ensured the next season's crop was damaged. Yeah, the green was plenty, but he's still green with envy. The only time he wasn't stingy is when he was stealing. We outside his job wondering if we should get him or let it go, cause we know his mama probably miss him. That's where I had to draw the line, cause if I took his life, then what kind of man am I? So whether taking lives or taking what people own, I guess the lesson is greed comes in many forms.
Greed, yeah, let's all get the money. World's gone crazy and we don't know who to blame. Said it's greed, yeah, we need to realize. Come on, greed, yeah, we need to see their lies. It's like greed, yeah, let's all get the money. World's gone crazy and we don't know who to blame. Said it's greed, yeah, we need to realize. I said it's greed, yeah, we need to see their lies. Yeah, fist up, man, we gotta stand our ground. Fist up, yo, we gotta make a sound. Televise the revolution without the institution. The solution's gotta stop. It goes, feed the rich, tax the poor. No pleasant seat for the peasantry. Hour after minute, we living inside this gimmick. It's unpredictable fiction. My mission is just to follow my heart and block my fate from darks. Beheaded doubt, I'm headed up on my route. There's a light all through the tunnel, yet I fail to see the end of it. I fail to ever surrender, no render. Useless, I fight till I'm toothless with bruises upon my body. I'm a lost soul, emotions gone completely cold. From greed I seen from pre to post-teen. Yeah, it's greed, now that it's all within me. And it is me, oh, that I need to release from all this. Yeah, we need to see their lies. It's like greed, yeah, let's